morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato, and today is Monday, April 2nd, 2012. This is an airplane crash today. A Russian passenger plane, an ATR-72, a turboprop, crashed in Siberia. The name of the carrier was UTAIR, U-T-A-I-R. It's a domestic Russian airline. The plane crashed shortly after takeoff at the town of Tyumen, T-Y-U-M-E-N. At least 32 of the 43 people on board had been killed. The black boxes had been recovered. Local sources say that there have been safety complaints with this airline in the past. No further information. Another cruise ship incident. A stricken luxury ship saw an explosion and fire in its engine room on Friday. This was the Asmara Quest. It's owned by a unit of Royal Caribbean cruise ship lines. The ship was towed today into a port on Malaysia's Borneo Island. Had about 1,000 people on board. It had been on a 17-day Southeast Asia cruise leaving from Hong Kong last Sunday night. That now obviously has been aborted. The engine room blaze was the latest in a string of accidents to hit the cruise ship industry. Authorities in Fiji are warning of a cyclone bearing down on that island country that's already struggling with devastating floods. Cyclone Daphne is expected to hit later today. Flash floods on the island have already claimed 3 lives and forced 8,000 people to seek refuge. The airport looks like an international refugee station at the moment, with people trying to get out. Following an overwhelming endorsement from shareholders last month, Aon has completed on April 1st a change in its corporate domicile from Delaware to the UK. Now, what they ended up doing, apparently, this is something we should have foreseen, they converted each share of common stock into a Class A ordinary share of a new entity. This did result in a capital gains event for prior Aon shareholders, including Pat Ryan, the company founder, who had a very big chunk of stock. News from Europe that the number of people looking for work in the 17 countries that use the euro have hit their highest level now since 1999. Figures are showing now that unemployment in the Eurozone rose to 10.8% from 10.7%. The number of unemployed now totals 17.1 million people. This, of course, is in contrast to the United States, which has shown a decrease now of unemployment down to about 8.3%. And here's an interesting story. Scott Vincent writes it today at Insurance Day. He's talking about the quest for granular data. Granular data has been something that the Border Road Delegated Authority business has been looking for quite some time, but now it's extending to reinsurance. Big treaties no longer will suffice simply to have the general statistics put in. They're going to want the actual listing of the location levels. And this really is one of the main themes coming out of the April 1st renewals in Asia, prompted by the Thai floods. Jeff Bromley, president of Aon Bedfield International, told Insurance Day that clients, people buying reinsurance, are now generally appreciative of the reinsurer's needs for more specific information. This is after the major flood losses. One of the interesting drivers here is that the Thai flood losses saw big losses from Japanese interests abroad, JIA. The clients are now being asked to specify where those interests are, what factories, where they're located, etc., etc. This type of granularity is something that the reinsurers are requiring. Bromley said, "We appreciate that it can't happen simply with a flick of a switch, but it's something that's going to happen eventually." And here's some interesting news. Much of Japan's Pacific coast would be inundated by a tsunami more than 112 feet high if an offshore earthquake as powerful as last year's occurred. This is according to a new government study based on statistics gleaned from the March 11th earthquake of last year. The report said that a wave of over 100 feet could result from any tsunami released by a magnitude 9.0 quake on the Nankai Trench, which runs east of Japan's main island of Honshu to the southern island of Kyushu. That's a pretty big stretch of geography. Let's hope that that doesn't happen. You talk about Japanese interests abroad, Japanese interests at home would be essentially wiped out with a 100-foot plus wave. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.